And he looks at me and says, "Are you waiting for me?" I said, "Well, of course. Who else am I waiting for? I'm waiting for him to clue me in." By the way, my producer is absolutely amazing. Steve is wonderful. And then Lynn, who is my talent director, she's amazing. So, and then we got Keith here today as well. He's another one that's sort of involved.
So this is an interview with the real producer and creator of The Terminator and The Matrix, Sophia Stewart. She talks about being the creator of The Terminator and The Matrix. And then throughout, I think this is the interview where she kind of exposes why she, made this movie and everything. It's crazy how that other producer said that he came up with this movie because of a dream. It's crazy how we've been lied to our whole life. But the prediction, the how can I say it? The prediction of the robots coming out by 20 something was already thought about. And it's crazy that they stole her her idea. That's the fucked up part about the situation. But she been warned us about all this.
In all this. I have an incredible woman with me. Her name is, I've got to get it right, Sophia Stewart.
That's correct.
And then we have Ian with us. Now, Ian, I've known a long, long time. I've known him from The Mansion and from Gary Hart, and he goes back a long way, and he's always trying to help and do things for me, and he's a great guy. But Sophia, I met a few months ago, and you're an amazing woman. I mean, when we find out, oh my goodness, this is Schwarzenegger and all this stuff.
Yes, and I spoken to him before.
Well, oh, you've spoken to him before.
Oh yes, he called me.
I actually did a commercial with him.
Oh wow.
Yes, many, many years ago. I'm not going to say how many years ago, but it was quite a long time ago. And he was working for this health brand many years ago in Los Angeles. And we did this sort of a weight loss health thing and all that stuff. And
of course,
he was the big muscle, all that stuff. And we did, and I always remember we had this old car, and this there was little me, and I'm looking at this great big guy, and I'm thinking, good Lord alive. Anyway, we did the commercial.
Yo. It's crazy because this just shows us how sleep we was. I don't know how many of y'all have been woke. I don't know how many of y'all have seen this interview. But when I saw this interview, I sat down and I had a whole conversation with my baby pops. And when he sat down and he talked back to me, I was like, damn, like, what was I? The only one, like, in the dark and I didn't know shit about what was going on. Like, I really thought this was all really fake until I started doing my research. We're in 2023, about to hit 2024 soon. We already got robot judges. We got robot lawyers. We got robot canines. We got robot waitresses and servers and much more. So listen, man, it's here. It's already there. It's too late. None of y'all wanted to take the pill from Morpheus. So all I can say is, for those of y'all that are fucking asleep, stay the fucking bed. I took that pill. Morpheus left. He's looking for the other one that want to wake up. So if y'all want to wake up, Morpheus out there giving out the pills.
You're a hell of a nice guy, just a wonderful guy. And I've always admired him because he has a very strong accent. And in America, in those days, if you had an accent of any type, you were out. You could not get any part. But he didn't let that bother him or stop him from doing anything.
Oh yes, he's been a great success.
Great success.
He called me and congratulated me on my work. This is the first book.
This is the first book that Sophia has written. It's called The Third Eye,
Matrix and Terminator.
And it says where it all begins. Do we really know where it all begins? Do we really understand that?
Well,
so once again, like I said, she is the real creator of The Matrix and The Terminator, Sophia Stewart. So all of y'all that thought that it was that guy that we saw on the last film that said, I had a dream of this robot coming out of a fire, which seemed that his skin been torn off him. No, he stole her idea. Fucking lying ass bastards. That's a bitch ass nigga right there.
Well, it's a never ending, and this is the fourth installment
And
of
this
the
is the
Matrix.
evolution unconscious.
Yeah, the fourth installment of the Matrix.
This is Matrix 4.
Four.
And then we have this one, the mother of the Matrix. Oh my goodness, I've
Yeah,
always
this-
loved the mothers.
Oh, thank you. The Sophia Stewart story, because the Matrix is all about the woman's womb, her stargate, her portal to bring the babies into this world.
To
So
keep creating.
that's right, to keep creating. So the third eye, the eye of God, the Matrix is a Latin word, 7,000 year old for the woman's womb, her portal, her stargate.
I wonder how many people really know that.
Not many people know it. Come out of the King James's Bible, actually mentioned 5 times in Scripture, 3 times in Exodus,
Damn.
2 times in Numbers. Exodus 34th chapter, 19th verse. God says,
Listen to all this now.
"He who opens up the matrix are my children born out of the womb."
And that's why he calls them, they're all his children.
That's right, because they're coming out of the Stargate.
All right, so I have no rights reserved to this video. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use allows limited use of copyrighted material without permission from the copyright holder for purposes such as criticism, parody, news reporting, research, and scholarships and teaching. Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed on this video or any video, including the Writers for Life Brings You to Let's Talk About It podcast, do not reflects on the opinions of your shorty Racheal and the members of the Writer for Life podcast. Everything we talk about is allegedly and is our opinion. Our videos are not recommended for minors. Everything we talk about and do is meant for educational purposes and also entertainment. Please keep in mind that the majority of our videos are for educational purposes only. This world is crazy. I would say shady. Ironic, right? Nowadays, you can't trust no one. When you do, niggas be having their panties all in a bunch, thinking that they own one. Saying the things that you accomplished in life is theirs and that you owe them
The portal of a woman, the creative energy of the feminine.
Which he created.
That's right, which he created. And man started creating his own children, the machines.
Pay attention to what she's saying. She been warned us about the AIs.
So the Matrix and the Terminator is about how the machines enslave mankind.
This is also amazing. And how did you get involved with all this? And you were saying something a little bit about your background.
Well, I have a degree in journalism, a double major in law and psychology. I was at USC Film School when I first created The Matrix and Terminator. So I created this work in 1980 because when you look in the books here, you can see the copyrights. If you scan the book, you can see the copyrights and pictures.
Yes, there's lot of them.
Yes, let me kind of go into, and you can see the letters. But anyway, the copyrights are in here: 1981, 83, and 84.
That's amazing. So you're a writer as well.
That's
wrote
right.
these.
Yes, I did. I'm the author of several books.
Several books.
That's right.
You know, the wonderful thing I love about interviewing people is I never know anything about them, and I don't know anything about you except that that Ian has told me that you are an amazing woman.
Right.
But you also sort of have a psychic thing with you as well, and you also said you come from Indian family.
Yeah, I come from the Cherokees. My grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee. My grandfather was full-blooded Spaniard from Spain, Portuguese. And I got it on both sides. I got it on my mother's side and my father's side, the Portuguese and the native blood. So my grandmother was from the Indian reservations of Missouri, and she was a shaman, a healer. And I'm a shaman, visionary healer myself. So my work, all of this work is futuristic. You see where you see the machines, where I told you Schwarzenegger called and congratulated me because I made all.
Wow, she speaks about a lot of history while she's talking about making this book. Like, yo, it's crazy how they all decided to sit here and steal her idea that she was speaking about and make millions off of it. She's not even mad about it. You gotta give it to her. You gotta give her roses though, because she, in reality, she warned us about what was going to really happen before anybody else did.
All of these people, super rich and super famous with my work, because Matrix made and Terminator made anywhere from 35
pass it on down
to $100 billion.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
I hope you got your share.
Oh, I got my share. A lot of people ask all the time, but you don't want to tell them because they'll start begging for money.
Oh, I know what that's like.
They'll start begging.
Yes, all of a sudden, you've got all this money on all these trees, and you've got an orchard.
You got it.
That's forever. Well, why don't you? Well, maybe I don't have as much as you think I have.
It's always a problem. You know, they want to know, did you win the money, the court case, and stuff like that.
Yeah, they never think it actually.
My bad. Your voice was going over their voice.
It might have come from your brain, and it might have been something you did and something you worked at, and that's, you know.
Yes, but I have the proof.
But you have proof.
Yeah, because of the books.
Did you ever in your life when you were growing up ever think that this would sort of happen to you and this would sort of become your life?
You never know that. That's what I try to tell people. No one ever knows that they're going to become rich and famous or celebrities.
Well, I can agree with that.
It just happens.
Yes. It's funny how you should say that, because people say to me, well, Nina, how did you do this and how did you do that? And I look at them and I really don't know. I really can't tell you. And it's funny you don't know.
That's right, because it happens. It happens. It just happens.
And it's not being there. It's not being there at the right time, at the right place, whatever they say.
Right.
It's actually my philosophy on it is that it's what you put into it. It's what you see and what you grasp hold of, and you keep and think, oh, I can learn by that, and I can do this. That to me is what.
Facts. It's like that phrase: "You're not where you want to be, but you're where you need to be." Just like that phrase.
It's work.
Exactly.
But it's seeing, it's opening up your mind. Is that how you kind of did it as well?
Yes, I was not even thinking about that. All I was thinking about was service to mankind, helping others, writing something that people would love and enjoy, and it would elevate their consciousness, you know, and heal them. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about.
So you're more,
not myself.
You're more concerned about healing other people.
Yes.
Do you read people?
Yes, I do. I have a gift. I'm a visionary.
Okay. What am I up to? What's going on?
You're amazed by this. This is something you didn't expect. You kind of knew something was going to happen, but not to this extent.
You're absolutely right.
No idea. This is all like fall in place, and you got a million questions that you want to ask after the show.
Yes.
So you asked me if I can read. It's real.
But you're absolutely right, because it's sort of, and you're right where it went, because I don't have a script and I don't meet people. I said hello to you once.
Yes.
And I don't know anything about her, but.
Yo, this is one intelligent woman, because she came up with these books before anybody thought that, you know, the robots could even exist in the near future. Like, who would have thought that a person that looks just like you would be walking right next to you, right? But their insides isn't, you know, skeleton wise like yours. They're metal wise. It's just like, yo, that shit is crazy. Like, growing up, I really thought all this was fake until now that I'm older and I've been doing my research, reading, watching videos, listening. Like, this shit real. I'm hoping, listen, I really want to know what people's going to do when they have to sit in front of an AI judge and you're innocent and this judge determines that you're guilty, because it cannot determine body language. It cannot determine if you're lying or telling the truth. Like, yo, this robot has no emotions, no brain activity. Like, it's just a dumb robot. I'm sorry to say it for right now. Like, it's good for other things, but not to sit here and determine if somebody should be free or somebody should be behind bars. Like, can y'all sit here? Imagine a conversation with a lawyer robot. Imagine this conversation with this lawyer robot trying to determine your innocence in a courtroom. Imagine being in a room full of just robot jurors, my bad. Like, none of them could think, feel, or say what they think because they're programmed. They're programmed to do whatever it was they told them to say or do. So they're not even thinking. Damn. Like I said, for those of y'all that are still asleep, stay the fuck in bed. Morpheus ain't forget about you. You was just too busy in La La Land.
But I know one thing. I know she's fascinating and very interesting. This gentleman, I didn't go catch on to him. He caught on to me. And he's always been there. And wherever he pops up. He's one of these people that pops up. And I think that's kind of helping your career and not being afraid and always wanting to improve yourself, which is, I think that's what we all want to do. Sometimes, I don't know if I want to improve myself. I am who I am and I am what I am. I mean, I'm sorry if I do something.
If y'all could take a minute, for those of you that are coming in, for those of you that catch the replay, hit that like button for a shorty, share the videos, help a shorty stay in the algorithm. Let's keep bringing awareness.
Something's wrong. Can't help that.
But you're very much a natural.
I just come out how I am. There's no...
Yeah, there's no script, no pretense, just spontaneous.
So either if you like it, or you like it or you don't like it.
Yes, exactly. Spontaneity.
Is that not how you write? That seems to be how you write.
It is. It is exactly how I write. I just see and I write. But I've been writing since I was in the 7th grade school, like Venus and Serena playing tennis, or Michael Jordan playing basketball in grade school, or even Tiger Woods playing golf when he was 3 years old.
Oh, I love Tiger Woods.
You just have a natural gift, and then the masters come and they develop those gifts. And I have a lot of famous teachers.
Isn't that because...
I never understood what the ladies saw in Tiger Woods. I think they only saw the green because he's not attractive. At least not to me, and I'm not the only one that thinks like that. But hey, to each his own.
You actually made yourself get into it, or you absorbed what was given to you.
I understand Michael Jordan, but
yes, when my first grade school teacher got sick, Miss Day, when a college professor came in and he said, well, she was teaching English. He said, look, I'm going to teach you guys how to write. And I was just blown away. So I took to
because that's what you wanted to do.
Yes, I just.
He mentioned it, and then you suddenly thought, well, yes, that's what I want to do, but I haven't said it to anybody.
Yes, I didn't say it to anybody. I just was trying to please him and write the best and try to beat everybody out in the writings. And it worked because he was blown away by my writing, and so was these other famous teachers at school. Max Siegel, former journalist with the New York Times, very famous. Emil Kapulia, he was an essayist, critic, author. A Big Apple playwright, Paul Cherry, and then, of course, the producer at USC, Leon Roth, whose son is the screenwriter, Eric Roth, that wrote Forrest Gump and Benjamin Buttons. He won an Oscar for Airport 79.
So you got to know all these people?
Yes.
But I guarantee you didn't purposely go out to meet these people.
No.
They just came.
They just came and gravitated, and it's like God had set the whole thing up.
But don't you think sometimes he has?
They say everything happens for a reason, though.
Oh, yes. I really believe, because let me tell you why.
He's nodding. He thinks so, too.
It's impossible for you to achieve or accomplish certain things upon the earth unless God has a hand in it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying, because I must thank God, I don't know how many times a day, but for the things he brings. He's brought you here today so that people can understand a little bit of, if you do have a vision out there, don't ignore it.
See, look, there's me and Janet Jackson in the 80s.
Look at this.
And I got pictures of me and Lionel Richie, the Jacksons.
The Jackson family, but that's
I did her first feature film scripts in the 80s.
So what was it like? What was it like for you to meet these famous people that you didn't know, but you obviously got to know all these people?
Oh, and I got to be friends with them. It was fabulous. It was like,
all right, guys, I'm gonna play like another 10 minutes of this interview, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a part 2 of this on either Saturday or Sunday. Um, there is going to be a part 2. I'm going to play the rest of the other interview with the guy talking about the AI robots, the judges, the cars, and all that that's already here, but it's really coming by 2025. So I'm hoping y'all ready. A shorty will be, not just doing the StreamYard here on YouTube, but I'm also going to be streaming on Twitter and back on Facebook really soon. I already made the announcement on Facebook. So I'm going to be streaming from all 3 platforms real soon. So make sure that y'all subbed up to get future notifications from a shorty. And like I said, hit that like button, share the videos if you want to. That just helps a shorty stay in the algorithm, and it'll help me bring more awareness to everything that I am trying to do, especially with the petition with the cameras to get them in each and every one of the classrooms in each and every one of our schools. Speaking to the kids and much more. The podcasts are open panels for each and every one of y'all that would love to participate and speak and, say whatever it is that you gotta say, give y'all opinions and much more. There's no judging here. We're here to bring awareness, to bring y'all the news and let y'all know what's going on around the world. So I want to thank again once everybody that it has, been here rocking out with a shorty, because y'all don't have to be here, but y'all here. Like I said, I'm going to play another 10 minutes of this interview. And tomorrow I will be playing the rest of this interview along with the rest of the other interview and the other interview where she speaks on the CIA, Facebook, Terminator, Matrix, and much more.
unexpected. It's like God had his hands on me and was leading me and showing
so
me.
So you could write for these people, well, not write for them, but writing for yourself, but at the same time with the ideas that came out. So this actually enhanced your mind of what to write about and guiding you, God guiding you where to go.
Yes, God was guiding me, but I had the natural gift and I could write anything, any genre, a master writer. If I could hear your story, I could write it. So I was
just
doing.
been the woman I'm looking for.
Yes,
I have an unusual life. I do have a story. I have a strange story because I'll never know where it all happened. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, I can write it, and it's phenomenal because I have the gift that I can do comedy, I can do drama, I can do espionage, mystery, anything. I can write it.
So you haven't really had all those experiences, but you know how to write it.
Oh yes, I have the degree in writing. I have a
You think up a mystery and a murder or something, and then over here on the right hand side you're going to be talking about comedy.
Yes, I can write it spontaneously on the spot. You can bring up something and I will start creating right on the spot and showing you the whole story, the characters, the dialogue, the whole nine yards, special effects, graphics. I can create all of that. So that's all in these books.
That's all in these books. Now,
yes.
When you go into a film, do you know exactly what character you want to play, who you want to play that character?
Yes, I do. I even know what actor will be very phenomenal in that part. Yes.
And it just comes to you.
It just comes to me naturally. Just a natural gift.
Is that because you watch a lot of movies, or is it?
Let me tell you that. It has something to do with that because my mom she's passed away now, but she was a big movie buff. And from a baby on, my mother took me to the movies.
See, I knew there was a connection somewhere.
you were right. There
was a connection somewhere.
That's right.
That had to bring you.
She has a great imagination, and on top of that, she says it. She walks with God, like she's blessed. And on top of it, off the top, listen. I wonder, right? Are these predictions or are these things that people are doing because of how good she wrote them books? Could it be predictions or just like people, okay, they stole her idea and now you got other people like, damn, can we make robots? But then they've been talking about this way before. She made this book in the 80s, though. All of them. It's just crazy. So many theories to this. Literally, so many theories.
You to all this, and you comprehended it all
I
as
loved
if you
it.
knew them all.
That's right. I loved it. Can you imagine being a baby, a little kid, grade school, a teenager, going to the movies
Well,
with my mom?
that's another story, and I don't know how old I was, but I was very young. And the first movie I ever saw, because we didn't have television, all that stuff, we lived in rather a different place, and this is part of my story. But my dad took me and my sister to this little tiny movie house in a little town called Millbrook,
Right.
in Cornwall, and it was called Gone with the Wind.
Ooh,
Wow.
love
And that's a
that movie.
phenomenal
And that was my
movie.
first movie.
I really love that movie, and it's really long, yo. I saw that movie in VHS. I was really little. I didn't understand the movie the first time I saw it, and I watched that movie a couple times. Gone with the Wind. I watched it over and over and over and over again.
That
Oh,
I ever saw,
I
and it
loved it.
stuck with me. And I was able, I think about a couple of months ago, they had it on television, and I was able to see it again. And
It's
I just sat
beautiful.
there memorizing, looking at this movie, and thinking, oh my God. And I'm going back to when I was in this little tiny theater watching this movie that Daddy took me to.
Yes, see,
And I remember that so clearly. It's like you
it
remember.
was captivating.
Yes.
I know because
Yes.
I'm from New York City, and growing up in New York, they showed it in a movie theater, and I was so blessed to see it in a movie theater because you know how impossible that is. But you know how they bring old movies back and they show them in the movie on the big screen, and
You know
so I
that,
got to see it on the.
you know that because of that movie, I really did get that phrase, "Words fly with the wind."
Oh,
They do. It's something I can't remember what it was. They said something in that movie, and I was like, "Yo, you know what?" I was little as shit saying this little phrase, "Words fly with the wind." Yo, I'm gonna watch that movie again. Watch. I gotta be by myself. I know my baby pops don't like that movie. I think he says it's boring. I think it's a good movie.
Screen, and I was
Huh?
just blown away.
Me too. And then I remember reading the book as well. And the book was about this thick.
Oh yeah, well I didn't read
very
the
small
book,
writing. But my dad made me read it, I think. Anyway.
but anyway, you got the details.
But I got the
because-
details, so I can understand a little bit where you're coming from. So I think what we want to bring out there is for anybody, even the younger generation, to grasp what is presented in front of you.
Yes.
Acknowledge it, take it, because you said it doesn't happen by accident.
No, it is something
What makes
that
you
is
think?
because it's like your life is led and you don't have to do the leading. Everything just
like
comes
that.
to you, just happens to you, and it brings you further and further, higher and higher.
But that's it. Is that if you're willing to start moving with
Well,
it?
well, look at this. I'm going to tell you
Okay.
something that's going to be mind-boggling. Remember, I said that Schwarzenegger. Look,
Yes, this
he called me and congratulated me. Now, his son-in-law, that's married, Chris Pratt, that's married to his daughter. I known Chris since he was a teenager with Everwood in Utah.
Wow.
I was in the movies with him, television movies. And look, friends with him since he was a teenager, and he's married to Schwarzenegger's daughter.
So what a coincidence that is.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because of what you're doing, what you've written about with Schwarzenegger and everything, metrics, all this stuff, and then it comes right back to you.
Yo, those are some hell of a visions that she had when she was young, yo, making these books, right? Like, how does your imagination turn into reality? That's crazy.
Exactly.
But you recognized it, though. You recognized it coming back.
Yes.
Why does that,
But you would never think that Chris, being 17, would grow up to marry Schwarzenegger's daughter. That blew my mind,
So you
because he was friends with me and my brother, made friends with him on the set, and he used to come to Vegas to see us and stuff. And his career just took off. We never would have thought that.
No, because you never know what's around the corner. You just never know. But
exactly.
Don't you think you have to kind of put yourself out there a little bit to make it happen?
Well, yes, this is the deal.
Yeah, there's always a deal.
Yeah, there's always a deal breaker.
There's always a deal breaker. You can either find it or lose it.
That's right. You always have to continue doing whatever you're doing, your work. You can't give up. If you want to do something, then you have to
follow
through. Never give up. Never take less. Never settle for less. Never deviate off for anything. Keep going, because life is unfolding constantly. And guess what? You never know. Just like Forrest Gump says, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get out. That's right.
I want that one.
Right. You never know what you're going to get out of it.
No, you never know what you're going to get out of it. But I agree 100% that there's a lot of things that get in your way to actually move forward.
That's right.
And all my life, I've been away from that. I've been away from the gossip and all that crazy stuff. I always stayed away.
Yes.
To make my mind clear. So we can go forward, because you have to have a clear mind.
That's right. You have to have a clear mind. You have to stay away from certain vibrations and energy and people, because the more you elevate, the more haters is just going to come in proximity to you. They're going to come around you, try to stop you or prevent you from elevating, going upwards.
So you have to be quite strong, but also
there's
one little catch in this whole thing. The catch is you got to believe in God.
Yes.
Now we got Ian's attention. Ian's been sitting there very, very good, and we got his attention. So you have been around this young lady for a long time now. How's it changed your life, and how do you kind of?
All right, so I'm gonna pause it there, and we will continue this on a part 2 on Saturday. So we will be watching the rest of the first interview with the guy speaking on the AI robots, the judges, and much more. And we will be speaking on Sophia Stewart, on the Terminator, the Matrix, how she came up with it, and much more. So I hope to see y'all Saturday. Once again, y'all comments matter. If y'all can, hit the like button, share the video, and help the shorty get into the algorithm. Like I said, we're here to bring awareness. We're here to bring the news, and we're here to talk about it. So if you got the courage and you're able to speak with your chest out, let's talk about it. Till next time, this is y'all shorty Racheal. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day. I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble day.